The Airbus A321XLR is set to be the latest entry into the broader A321 series, and look to offer customers extra long range as the name does suggest. However, the pathway to certification has presented itself with more problems than you would probably think the European plane maker may have wished. Airbus initially intended the A321XLR to enter service this year, that being 2023, for anyone that may be watching in the future, but it was then pushed back after concerns were present over the additional fuel tank and the fire risk that it may hold during an evacuation. 2024 was therefore outlined as the new estimated entry into service date, following the delays being factored in to fixing these issues. Even with this postponement of the EIS, that being the abbreviation for entry into service, there were concerns about what this could do to the range, problems that have now been backed up a year on by a report from Reuters, especially when you consider that the appeal of the XLR over the long-ranged variant is the additional range it harbours while still being a single-aisle narrow-body. Reuters says that Airbus is currently in an ongoing battle with its range of the new jet being reduced. The XLR's additional range has been made possible thanks to another fuel tank being added. That's why, when that tank became the focus of the headlines and the delay, there were pretty valid concerns that emerged over what this may do to the overall range. According to regulators, the additional fuel tank came with a fire risk during evacuation, so design changes needed to be made before certification could come through and the plane could eventually begin flying with passengers on board. In almost all cases, to really please regulators, Airbus were going to be forced to have to reduce the plane's range capabilities. Why? Because they'd be adding more weight to reinforce the structural part around the additional fuel tank. Of course, the range is, like I said at the beginning of the video, a very prominent reason as to why companies have ordered the aircraft, and the orders did definitely come in the masses, with hundreds in the first week alone at the 2019 Paris Air Show when the variant did launch. Industry sources of Reuters say that the reduced range, which could come in at 200 nautical miles less than what was initially outlined, and also remembering that the maximum range is never what the aircraft are typically going to fly, means Airbus will look to offer their A330neo to existing customers who may be unhappy with the changes and need maybe larger capacity and everything that comes with the re-engined A330. How this will impact airlines relying on the aircraft's range to fulfill operations remains to be seen, while Airbus looks to be providing them with an alternative. All of this needs to be confirmed and assessed by the respective airlines before any firm decision is made, and of course still the number one priority at Airbus is to get the plane actually certified and up and running with customers. But they'll want to do this with as few changes as possible, especially on the range, all things considering. But at the end of the day, safety is absolute paramount importance, and if it's something that has to be done to ensure the safety, well, then that has to be done. What are your thoughts on what's been going on, given the XLR's main appeal is that range and airlines have ordered the aircraft to fulfill certain routes and push to the absolute limits of this plane? If the range is brought down, now some airlines' plans may be at threat of not actually being possible with this variant. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Thanks a lot for your support, take care and be safe, and I'll see you next time.